All right, welcome to day 13 of the training program. And today, there's two tasks. The first task is do 2 training runs with white and 2 with black on the Chess Vision trainer on chess.com or the coordinate trainer on Lee Chess. And then when you're done with that, the task will be to not look at the board. So you do this without the board and write it down with, pen and paper or however else you want to record it. And the task for today is to name all the squares a bishop controls from each of the following squares: h2, h4, and h6. So just write down all the squares that a bishop controls from each of those squares: h2, h4, and h6. So then you can just pause the video, and when you have that done and you got your answers written down, we'll look at the answers and we'll just make a couple of additional observations. So good luck. All right. So I put the bishops on h2, h4, and h6 on this board. And if you want, you can just pause the video and use this board with the pieces placed to check your answers. And any ones you got incorrectly, just try to just look at it and try to visualize it a little bit. And then we'll just point out a couple things about the bishops on these positions. All right, so let's just make a couple of quick observations about these bishops on the edge of the board. And the first thing we'll look at is the bishop on h2. And just one thing to note is that it is currently 1 square away from the nearest light squared corner. And when this bishop travels its full range and goes to the edge of the board, it will also be 1 square away from its nearest light squared corner. Now, also, if we look at the nearest dark squared corner to this bishop when it's on the edge of the board, it is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares away. And so when it travels its longest distance and hits the other edge of the board, it will also be 6 squares away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares away. So that's just something just to make a mental note of. As you start to kind of notice these board geometries, that kind of helps you subconsciously kind of get better at visualizing the board. And so now what we'll do is we'll make some observations about the bishop when it is placed on h4. So when we look at the ray of action of this bishop from h4, and if it travels its full range to the edge of the board, the same rule applies. It is currently 3 moves away from the nearest light squared corner, and so when it hits the edge of the board, it's going to be 3 squares away. And the same with the nearest dark squared corner. It is currently 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away, and when it travels to the edge of the board, it will be 4 squares away from that corner. And you can look at the rule, look at and follow the same thing for h6. The rule still applies. So it's just something to make a mental note of. And we'll work on bishops a little bit more during the next training day, and we'll just make some other observations. So good luck, and we will see you next time.